Yeah.
Hello.
Hello,
Hello,
everyone.
hello. We already have people in here. Let's
No,
see. Bonnie is first. Hello, Bonnie. Then Sheila. Hi, Sheila. How are
I
you?
am mute.
Maria. Oh, Maria, we love you. So, hello, friends. Happy Monday. It's a new week. Do you know it's
Yes.
supposed to be 74 here today?
What is it here now? It's 60 here right now. I'm actually comfortable, and I can't say that often. I really can't.
Yep.
And you run around with cold fingers and toes and nose, and I'm like, ooh, this is actually kind of nice. I'm warm. I don't need the sweater, but I'm wearing a sweater. I'm sucking it
Well,
up.
I was sure we were done with the warm weather when we dropped below freezing and had that hard frost and everything died. I was like, okay, nope. Now
Oh,
we
I can
got
only
thank you,
hope.
now it's gonna get cold again, but today and tomorrow is supposed to still be nice.
I want it to be at least decent as we go into like Halloween because I've got a trunk or treating event I have to do on Saturday, and then Halloween's on Monday. So I'm really hoping the weather just kind of doesn't, because I like to sit outside for Halloween and hang out and
Yeah.
mess
Well,
around with the
thank
kids. I
goodness
think it's fun.
in our neighborhood for almost all of my kids' lives, they have done they've done the trick or treating in the neighborhood on Sunday afternoon
Oh, that's
from like
cool.
1:30 to 4 in the broad daylight, and then you'll have dads that will take around like a trailer that has straw in
Yeah.
it so the kids can ride around from house to
Oh,
house, or a golf cart of kids, and like it's a real thing that happens here. Last year, for some reason, they decided to switch it to nighttime,
oh,
and this is a suburb neighborhood. There's no streetlights. There, we're not in the city. There's no
oh,
streetlights
so
here.
it's super
It is
dark.
pitch black.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
terrible. So they moved it back to the Sunday afternoon before Halloween, just like we did it for 20 some years. And that
yeah.
I always sit at the end of the driveway so kids don't even have to walk all the way up. Every driveway out is long and poor kids. So
Okay.
I'm always sit at the end. So I'm glad that it's going to be back in the daylight again.
Yes.
Hi, Rebecca.
Hey guys who just came in.
Hi,
When I was
Kraken.
living in Salem, one of the things that they would do, because there were so many apartments and they were multi-level, is everybody in the apartment building would go down and sit outside. Now, growing up, I'd never seen that before. It was always you knock on somebody's door, and there would be a line of people in folding chairs, and you would just go from one person to the next person to the next person to get the candy. So my kids loved it. They was made out like bandits. So I kind of carried that tradition over when we moved here to New York, and people love it, because I set up a whole little thing for the kids, like interactive. And now I feel bad because the house we used to live at, I used to sit out on the porch and have everything all decorated up, and the kids could come and touch stuff and guess what was real and what was fake. And kids would get out of the car and go, "Oh, we have to go to the red house. We have to go to the red house." I'm like, "Oh my God, what did I do to the people?" Oh, now all they have is candy. So this is our second Halloween, second or third Halloween here. So I'm hoping that everything will be fun. Hey, Becky.
Hi,
And
Becky.
cool, because lately it's been, between COVID, I think I got 5 trick-or-treaters mid-COVID whose like parents were brave enough to let them wander around. So hoping to have a fun year this year.
Yeah, there aren't as many kids in the neighborhood as there used to be. And
Yeah.
so here, like I give out handfuls of candy. You don't get a piece of, you get a handful of candy when you come here.
Ooh, go to Claudia's house.
Becky, hello. You are probably going to have to remind us of that a couple times because my brain,
Yeah.
I'm definitely in middle age brain not working here. I did some major screw ups last week when shipping. Caught everything before it went out the door, but I had to repackage 2 different boxes because my brain's not working.
Oh, I just wasn't working at all last week. We were on the same page last week. We were much better this week, though. Much more energy. You don't realize how much you actually need, your blood to work properly.
Yep, need all the things to work
Yeah,
properly.
yeah, yeah,
All right, so this week we are talking about
yeah.
EO Brody glass. Let me change the layout. So I also threw in NAPCO in there, and I'll tell you what. So I showed this. We've talked about E.O. Brody. We've touched on it before because it is a company, you can see here, from Cleveland, Ohio. So E.O. Brody. But NAPCO, also Cleveland, Ohio, USA.
Oh,
What? Isn't NAPCO like all those cute, kitschy figurines and head bases? And how do we have NAPCO glass? So NAPCO only made glass for a few short years. Hello, Bridget. Oh, Bridget's in Goodwill. Fun, fun. Make sure I didn't miss anybody else. So NAPCO started in Cleveland in 1938. Now, I could not find a definite answer on when they stopped producing glass, and the glass they produced, from what I could find, was only vases and things to sell to florists, just like E.O. Brody.
yeah.
So it looks like they only made the glassware from 1938 to the end of World War II. So a very short amount of time. So that gives you a date on NAPCO ware glass. Now, E.O. Brody, which is interesting, the company was not even founded until 1958.
I know, so that's weird.
Yeah, when you go on eBay, you will see E.O. Brody being advertised as depression glass. It is not. It is not a possibility. That is a flat out lie.
Yep.
So, doesn't make the glass any less worth what you want to pay for it, but it is not depression glass. The company was not even founded until 1958. So it was also founded in Cleveland and founded by Ernest Oscar Brody, or E.O. Brody, and he actually was called E.O. And he decided to sell exclusively to wholesale florists like FTD. I don't know if FTD was when he originally started, so I don't remember when FTD started, but I'm talking big companies who would then sell to smaller retail florists. So like in my town today, if I go to my kid had a best friend named Chase. Chase's mom owned a florist company. If I go to her florist shop, she's going to have vases in there that she purchased from FTD. FTD would have gotten these in 1958 from a company like E.O. Brody, or earlier than that, NAPCO. So he did not actually produce the glass. He produced molds, and he had places like the Indiana Glass Company make the items. And all E.O. Brody glass should be marked E.O. Brody. So if you see someone selling a piece of E.O. Brody glass, claiming it's E.O. Brody, and it's got nothing on the bottom, odds are it's not E.O. Brody. So that's another thing to watch for. It's not going to be depression glass. It's not going to be unmarked. So let's see. In 1971, the company was taken over by Lancaster Colony Corporation of Columbus, Ohio. And then in 1988, the company merged with Lancaster Colony's Houseware Division in Cincinnati. They continued to market glass exclusively to wholesale florists. So even when they got bought out, they never changed what they did. So this is another thing that I could not find out definitively. Good morning, Bree. Whether or not the it definitively dates it. Most people feel like after 1971, when it was purchased or when it was taken over by Lancaster, they stopped using the E.O. Brody on the bottom. I could not find.
I saw some of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So most people believe that they stopped using E.O. Brody on the bottom when it was purchased in 1971. So that should date it between 1958 and 1971 when it says E.O. Brody on the bottom. But one source I found said that they thought E.O. Brody was still being imprinted on the bottom up until 2007. So I can tell you that the E.O. Brody, most of the E.O. Brody pieces I have, and definitely the NAPCO pieces I have are more than 20 years old because I've owned them that long.
Yeah.
So the ones in my personal collection, I know I've had for a very long time. So then in 2007, which this is interesting because this leads into what we'll be talking about next
Yeah.
week, Indiana Glass and E.O. Brody were both bought from Lancaster and merged with Anchor Hocking. So in 2007, they were bought from Lancaster and merged with Anchor Hocking. So Indiana Glass made a lot of E.O. Brody glass. They produced it with E.O. Brody's molds. Both companies were bought and merged with Anchor Hocking in 2007. So E.O. Brody products are mostly inexpensive, mass-produced vases, bowls, and flower pots. They did some ceramics. So did NAPCO. NAPCO eventually switched to buying most of their products from Japan and then Taiwan in the 70s, 80s, and stopped making glass altogether. But E.O. Brody did do some. So you'll find flower pots that do say E.O. Brody, and then later years say Brody on the bottom. Those are the same company.
Yep.
They did a large volume of milk glass and green glass.
That was their staple.
Yep. They did avocado and they did emerald green. So they did 2 greens. So both of those can be E.O. Brody. They also did brown. And my brown, I can't show you the brown because it's packed up, but they did a brown glass and they did a clear glass that was painted red. So a lot of times now you will find those clear glass pieces that have no red on them anymore. The red over the years is washed off. So they look like they just produced clear glass pieces, but originally those would have been painted red. They did import crystal vases from Turkey, but those were marked with a paper label that said imported from Turkey for E.O. Brody. So a lot of times a crystal vase now will not any longer have that paper sticker.
Yeah.
So you will not know that it was the E.O. Brody company. But if you do see someone advertising one on, that is the exception to the being marked on the bottom.
Yeah.
That one might be E.O. Brody that was imported from Turkey. Those were made for the company, imported from Turkey. They were crystal. So E.O. Brody products, they're not worth a lot of money right now.
No.
They're not. They were mass produced. They were, made to be I can never say
utilitarian.
Thank you. My dad always laughs at me. What can I say? But they were made to be flower pots and vases and, sturdy to hold up. So right now they aren't worth a whole lot of money, but collectors are predicting that they will in the future trend toward being collectible simply because they are marked clearly on the bottom of them.
Yes.
And over the years, we all know glass gets broken. They will be less and less. So, in 30 years, your granddaughter may be collecting E.O. Brody and think it's the most awesome thing in the world.
Yes.
So I personally like E.O. Brody glass and NAPCO glass because they were produced here in Ohio. Cleveland is an hour drive from me. So I've been collecting and inexpensive. So when I started collecting them way before I had kids, when I was a broke 20-year-old, they were cheap and they were beautiful. So I've collected a lot of both over the years. Plus, they both made that emerald green color, which for years was the only I collected because I loved it so much. I don't have a milk glass one yet, Maria. I have avocado green, I have emerald green, and I have brown in that piece. I don't have a milk glass one yet. I'm on the hunt.
Find one.
I will get one.
Oh.
Okay, was there anything else? So I covered that. And covered that they did make ceramic planters, so you'll find the ceramic
the ceramic planters, guys. I saw some pictures. They're fantastic looking.
Yeah.
They're like tiki and bamboo looking. They're logs or mugs. They're really cool. And those usually just say Brody on the underside. And then they'll say like Japan. But they're really cool if you can find them.
It's really interesting that the NAPCO glass is depression glass.
Yeah.
But they did a lot of the same colors in the NAPCO glass and I don't know if that's just because they were both being produced or being sold in Cleveland, being produced by Indiana Glass, probably.
Yeah.
So it's just really interesting that one was done like 20 years before. the Napco glass was done
Yeah.
20 years before. So that was all for me. Let's see if
Yeah, the
Nikki
only
has.
other little bit that I found was that they only started with 4 pieces
Yeah.
originally. Just the 4 pieces. And most of their really, the stuff that everybody knows is from 1958 to 1970. So most of that stuff is from, so it is mid-century glass and it's made by Indiana. So it's not like it's crap glass. And I think E.O. Brody gets kind of because it's not a traditional glass maker. They get
Yeah.
a little bit of a slap around, but they still have contracts with FTD and 1-800-Flowers. And so you'll still get E.O. Brody pieces today. Yeah. And that's pretty much, oh, and he's still alive and retired, which I thought was kind of interesting. He's
Yeah.
still around. Him and his wife are still around, which I think is neat. But I have that piece that Claudia has in the green that I did have a plant in, and I have the bigger one. I sold one. Who did I sell it to? I can't remember who I sold it to. And I have one I have a geranium in it. So they make really good planters. That's what they were made for. Or flower frogs to sit in the bottom. So if old E.O. Brody's still kicking it. So it's really neat. Yeah, Delbert. It's really neat to have the pieces because the greens in them, especially you get emerald green, E.O. Brody is gorgeous. You're gonna use that. You think they make great ice cream and cereal bowls. I can't fault you for that one. They make good snack bowls. They're just really, I use my green one at Christmas time. I put it out at Christmas time because it's that real pretty green. And milk glass vases. Oh, I don't have any of my milk glass vases here right now, but they made some real pretty milk glass vases. Hobnail, non-hobnail, interesting designs on them. Yeah, look for you can find E.O. Brody in just about any thrift store right now. Anyways, you'll see, and it's so easy to just flip it over, and there it is on the bottom, E.O. Brody. Yeah.
The other thing about Napco with this green, they
I love that green.
those big, heavy, rectangular ones, and I've got them in 2 different sizes. I use one for my kitchen utensils, and I use the other for napkins. So all of these pieces made by both companies were sturdy and meant to last. So yeah, a lot of people are like, ugh, because they're not delicate Fenton or Murano but they're good sturdy glass. They're going to survive. And as other pieces get broken and thrown out, these might still be left around. So don't discount, a glass just because it's a sturdy piece of glass. They're nice pieces of glass.
Yes. And they're not frou-frou-y. A lot of their green stuff is very 70s, 60s into the 70s. It is very waffled and puckered, and I'm trying to think of the right way, similar to the Serrano pattern.
Yes,
but
that was one of their most common patterns was that kind of look.
And that's my green piece.
A lot of things with ribbing around the bottom. They did a bowl that had a full rib smaller than this, and so they did put details into their stuff. It's not just plain, and they got the little ruffle here. I just love these. That's why I'm collecting.
How often do you buy a flower arrangement because you like the container it's in as opposed to the flowers? All the time. No, don't get. I'll tell no, don't get that one. Get that one. I like the base of that one better. Because the flowers die, but the container stays with you, so that's great. Yeah.
Yep.
And it's a very small topic, E.O. Brody.
Yeah. That was our history on E.O. Brody, and I threw in Napco glass in there because Napco was they produced glass for just such a small amount of time. And there's so little known about it because the NAPCO stands for National, what is it?
I don't know what the A is.
The P is the A was part of National. The P was Pottery. Thank you. My brain. See, I'm telling you guys. So National Pottery. So like the amount of time that they did glass from, but it's clearly marked. So there again, at some point, it's going to be collectible. Although right now, pretty cheap to get. So.
That's very true, Delbert. I have a nice little florist in town that my son worked for a while, and that's where I get all my flowers from, including all my garden stuff.
Yep. A few times like for my was my 40th birthday or my 30th. I think it was my 40th, ordered my mom a huge bouquet. And I did go down to my local florist, and I can't remember her name, just Chase's mom.
Casey's mom.
Chase and my oldest son, Seth, were besties in kindergarten on. And so I always, when I have to get flowers, I go to her and I get my flowers. So if we miss saying hi to you, hello, welcome, welcome. We are glad you are here today with us on a Monday, spending your lunch with us. We are going to get started with the sale. We'll let Nikki go first.
Okay. And next week we will be doing Indiana glass, which I didn't know until today, or till I learned about E.O. Brody, that it was connected to E.O. Brody. So look at that. It just happened organically. I love when that happens.
We didn't plan that. That just happened.
No, it just
and I'm going to
happened.
tell you guys that for me, probably every single item that I will have next week is going to be Indiana glass.
A lot of mine's going to be Indiana
glass.
Yeah, a lot of mine's going to be, and most of it will be Indiana glass. So, all right, up first, I have just a little blue votive. I'm kind of in love with this color. I guess, yeah, you could call it cobalt, yes. But it's a little bit lighter than some of the more traditional cobalt. But can't say who made it. Don't know how old it is. I just picked it up because it was really cute. Really cute little votive. I like these. I've had them in milk glass and amber glass and clear glass, but never a blue one. So now I have a blue one. Oh, hey, Jan, thank you. So if you're interested in the little votive here, it's just going to be $5, number 74. $5, number 74 on that one. Yeah, I love Indiana glass too. Hey, Kaz. And my next item, this is another piece that I really can't identify because there are so many clear candlesticks, but these are minis. And they have this set of two, and they hold a chime candle. So it's a very, very small little opening. I just thought these would be so pretty and petite for the holidays. It has this really neat little swirly pattern there on the base, and then it goes up the pedestal, and then it flares out a little bit. So if you get those little tiny Christmas chime candles, oh, I'm so glad she loves it. That was gorgeous. And then one of those little candle rings, those little baby candle rings, I don't know. There's something about them. I thought they were really pretty. Nope, it's just glass, making sure it wasn't crystal. So
you know what's nice about these? If you are just a small family at the holidays and you don't have a big, massive, and you're just, because they're little, you can do a small display and it's going to bring it in and be more intimate than the big, huge candle holder. That's why I like these.
And listen, they're only 3 inches tall. So, I mean, the size of my ear. They'd also be great for anybody who does, oh my gosh, assemblages. If you want to stick one of these in the middle and build around it, and then you have a centerpiece as a candle. I just love them though. They're adorable.
I really
so they're in really good shape, no condition issues. So if you're interested in the pair, we'll try to hold them both there. In the pair of mini candlesticks, they're going to be $8, number 87. $8, number 87 on those guys. And those are my two. Starting off tomorrow.
Do you guys hear my cat?
Yes, I just did hear her.
Harley, it's your nap time. Take a nap. I got the door open because it's so nice out, and she's been watching birds and leaves fly around. And okay, so my first item.
Thank you.
It is my only E.O. Brody item today because I collect E.O. Brody, so I don't sell it. So
yeah, I don't either.
There on the bottom, you can see E.O. Brody. No chips, no cracks. And one of the big things that you'll notice right away, if you're familiar with Fenton, is that these are very soft hobnails. These are not pointy hobnails. So this one is 7.5 inches tall. And it has been used. I did clean it, but you can see a little bit of residue in the bottom. So it was used for its purpose. And it would have had to have been used to even be sold originally. because it would have been sold to
Mhm.
a florist who then would have sold it out of their shop with flowers in it. So little E.O. Brody milk glass hobnail, $8. $8, number 7. $8, number 7 on that one. And my second piece today, little Avon
Oh, I love that.
egg-shaped candy dish, dresser dish. Does say Avon in the bottom. This one's not very big either. It is 6 inches tall. I had this one in my collection for a while.
I love that. See, it's an
so
unusual
pretty.
shape. Yeah.
Yeah, with all the little details. It's got
Oh,
a lot of flower and berry. My ring light today. Wow. Now the overhead light's blown it out. So a lot of detail on it. So no chips, no cracks. The knob on the top being so rounded is fun. So little Avon candy dish. This one is also $8, number 10. $8, number 10. And those are my 2.
that is so pretty. See, I like glass that makes you happy. I like stuff that makes you happy, and
Yes.
that is like a happy piece.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next up I have, and I said in my preview if you saw it, that I can see that sitting in somebody's table in the center for Thanksgiving. Now I'm leaning towards, I think this is Ellie Smith, but I'm not 100% certain. But there are no condition issues with it. It is a nice, this actually, if you've ever been to Friendly's, this could be an ice cream sundae bowl, a very fancy ice cream sundae bowl too. But I don't see it as that. I see it as holding flowers. So it is 10 inches tall. It is quite tall. And 2 seams. So we've got one here and one here. No chips, no cracks. It's just a really lovely honey color too.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in this, and it is gorgeous. It's an unusual shape too, which is why I like it. The little ribbing and the panel, it's almost squared off. It's kind of hard to show that because you can see me through it. This guy here will be $15, number 85. $15, number 85 for this lovely piece of amber glass. I think it's a great centerpiece, or, ice cream sundae. You do you. So here's another piece. I said I like pieces that make me happy. This makes me happy. It just makes me happy. So this is glass bake. Written down there on the bottom, right there, glass bake. And it is a marigold. To me, it looks like marigold. And it is a nice size casserole dish. I don't have the lid. I don't have a lid. But this is another piece that would be so fun for Thanksgiving, I think. Just do your little mashed potatoes or your green bean casserole. Who eats green bean casserole? I don't eat green bean casserole.
Oh, I love green bean casserole.
Do you? I don't know.
And it's so
I like
easy
my
to make.
green
Just throw everything into the thing, give it a stir.
I like my green beans almost raw. They just barely cooked with almonds. I'm such a picky person. But if you guys eat green bean casserole, see, look at it. She doesn't drink eggnog. She won't eat green bean casserole. I've told you all before, I have the appetite of a 5-year-old. Give me pizza and grilled cheese and I'm happy.
Nikki's our picky eater.
Always have been, always will be. So, I should say how long this is. I think this is my 9-inch. Yeah, this is a 9-inch oval casserole dish by Glass Bake. And this is not seen inside of a dishwasher because all the little flowers are still there. So if you're interested in this guy, he's going to be $12, number 73. $12, number 73 on this one. And those are my 2. Good night.
All right, so this is my NAPCO round. So the first one is this big mamma jamma. No chips, no cracks. I have had flowers in this in the past. I've had this for more than 20 years. This I collected before I started having children, and my oldest is now 24. Ugh, I feel old. So it's 10 inches tall.
I love it.
And across, it's 7 inches across. So this is a nice big vase. This is for your huge bouquets. Because my second item this round is going to be this one, which is much smaller. It's shorter.
But
it's not
together?
Yeah. Oh, I have them together.
Oh my goodness, I love it.
Yeah, I
At
love,
Christmas
love, love,
time?
love this color of green. I just love it. This is a perfect one if you want to do a big Christmas bouquet, or if you wanted to do something fun with a bunch of Christmas picks and
Oh
make a
yeah.
display instead of flowers. A ton of Christmas picks in here. It would look amazing. You could drop some of your fairy lights down in here, put your picks in. It's so much fun. So beautiful. So this one, and I did show you Napco on the bottom. It's going to only be $15, number 20. $15, number 20 on this one. And then this one is only 9.5 inches tall, and the opening is only 4.5 inches. So same green. This one has also had flowers in it more recently than the other one. So it does have, I didn't put vinegar in the bottom, but there is a little tiny bit of hard water staining in the bottom. But for the most part, it's almost as clear as the first one. Shows the Napco there on the bottom. And for all of you who are saying you love your items and Cass saying I'm a great packer, thank you guys. I love them when I sell them, so I hope that the new homes they're going to, people
Yeah.
love them as much also.
Oh.
So this one, because it's a little bit smaller, just a tad cheaper. $12, number 6. $12, number 6 for that one. And those were my Napco
They're
faces.
gorgeous together and just
Yeah,
put
I
little
love.
things in them to make them sparkle. I love the color. Oh, I'm drooling. Okay, yeah, right. Glad they're not purple. Okay, next up. Now I only have one of these, unfortunately, but I have the little Holt
Ooh,
Howard
Holt
drinking glass.
Howard.
It is so cute. It is so cute. Now they had when I picked it up, big old tape. They would put the price sticker right there, big old tape on top of it. Packing tape too, not the good tape. So I did not, it's not sticky or anything, but you can see there's a slight discoloration from where they had the tape. But other than that, it is in really, really good condition. And I'm sorry, I only have the one, but maybe you have others. Maybe you can hunt down the others so you have a whole cute little set of these. So if you're interested in the little Holt Howard drinking cup, he is adorable. That Santa is just so cute. Little cone Santa. He's going to be $8, number 91. $8, number 91 on this little guy here. My little Santa Holt Howard. And next up, I have petticoat glass. For all of you who remember when we did Fenton, we talked about crested glass. It's actually petticoat glass. So I have a piece of silver crest with part of its original sticker. Not all of it's there, but part of it's there. And I didn't look it up, but I know that you can date the Fenton pieces by the sticker itself. I just didn't look up what this particular one was. So really nice piece in really good condition. Great time. I love the crested stuff. Silver
Yeah.
crest, emerald crest, it doesn't matter.
And the
This is
fact
good
that's a little
size.
pedestal bowl, that's nice.
So pretty. 7 inches across and height wise, it's right around 4 inches. So really pretty little candy dish, ruffly compote, whatever. I mean, it's just gorgeous. So this, oh, yep, that's the right one. This is going to be $18, number 78. $18, number 78 for the Fenton Silver Crest. And those are my two.
All right, my next item, Pyrex. Now this one does have wear inside from a beater. You can see that. So this was used, and then you can see that there are some spots where the yellow has worn. I don't think any of this is dishwasher damage. I think it's just general use. So this is the
Hey, Larry.
404. Hi, Larry. 404 4-quart Pyrex. This was part of the oh man, words today, you guys. The primary set.
The primary
Wow.
set. Which was the original one, the colors, the primary.
Yeah, it's the big one. And it is $15, number 2. $15, number 2 on that one. And then my next one, Fenton.
Ooh, that's pretty.
From the 80s. Now, this one also has utilitarian? No.
Or utensils. Okay, which
my
one?
brain is not working.
You're forgiven.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, utensil marks on the inside. This was used. So the price is going to reflect that. But I can't remember the Fenton. Oh, it has, I think it's an 8. I think this is from the 80s.
It matches your hair. It does.
Oh, it does.
Just your hair.
So it is this gorgeous purpley pinky color. I'm pretty sure Becky told me what this exact color name was, but now I can't remember. And I tried to look it up in my past books when I had it up for sale before, and I couldn't find it. So it's pinky purple. It's beautiful. Yeah. This one, $10, number 1. It's this size.
I'm laughing at Janet Delbert. Barely unitasking.
Oh, those are my 2.
we all have days like that, and that's okay. You're just like, no, I'm not doing it. Usually it happens for me on laundry day. No, it's staying in the dryer. When I need clothes, I'll just come down and open the dryer up. That's just how I'm dealing with that. Okay, I've shown some of this. I've shown a few pieces before. I know I've shown this one before, but I have a little purple perfume bottle. The atomizer works. I don't know if you can hear that, but I can hear this. So it does work. I can feel the little air. It does have a made in Taiwan sticker. I'm trying to get that to show up. I don't think it's going to. On it. The top it's not really that. It's a cheaper metal. And it still has this little tube. And the little ball is still working there. No chips on that. So you could put some fun, you get the stuff like Febreze and all that other stuff that, I like to take things from one bottle and put them into another bottle. So you could do that. Just walk around the house and be like at Macy's, the Macy's counter. Who wants a spritz? So it is a really pretty light purple. It's a little darker on the bottom. Diamond point. Just a really pretty little perfume bottle. And if you're interested in my little baby perfume bottle, it's going to be $8, number 89. $8, number 89 on this little guy. I use essential oils, so I don't use perfume.
Yeah, I don't either.
None of it smells good on me. So that's why I never use it, because it never smells good on me. Okay. Up next, I have a little coal pot. The coal pot still has this little hanger. This was a little personal ashtray. So you can see
I love these. They're so stinking cute.
They are. I couldn't get this little bit off, but if you had I don't have a magic eraser, you might be able to get that off. They're multi-purpose. I used it for a while for incense. I used to put my incense pieces in them because I have weird incense sticks. I'm sorry, Kaz. I'm sorry. So I'm not sure. I don't remember who made this. It could be Indiana. The bottom kind of screams a little Indiana on me. And I have to look that up. I'm going to do that again. There's some way you can tell by the patterns that are on the bottom of these. And I've got to find that post that I had seen. But just a little guy, really cute. This would be really cute at Christmas time, too. You can put the little fake coal candy that you get like at the dollar store.
Yes.
And have a little fun with that, That's what I'm thinking. Okay, it's going to you, Kaz. So if you're interested in the little milk glass ashtray, it's just $6, number 90. $6, number 90 on that guy. And those are my 2.
All right. So bringing back the blue glass dolphin.
Oh my gosh.
Up for sale previously. Someone identified it as coming from Cedar Point. So it would have been a souvenir piece in there. They used to have they had different shops, and they had a better shop, which is the one we as kids were not allowed to go into because it had all the breakables. So this would have been in the better shop at the Cedar Point gift store. So glass paperweight dolphin.
Oh,
He's
so
super fun. And from tip of his nose to tip of his fin, he is 6 inches long. So this little guy, $8, number 8. $8, number 8 for a blue glass dolphin paperweight.
I think he's adorable. I love how he's chubby and the little swooshy he has on the top of his head.
My next piece
Shut
is,
the
I
front door.
think, an antique.
Yes.
I think it's an antique. This makes me think of things that Angela, VOA Quest 1910, has in her house.
Oh my God.
So you can tell from the bottom that it should be this color. I've had this piece for more than 25 years. We've had this forever. The red glass actually has something, an animal or a piece of something that got caught in, it's inside the glass. It's right in here underneath my fingertip. So I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, I think I see a little dot. That's what it looks like on the camera. Oh my goodness.
So in Victorian times, they used pieces like that. I cannot find this specific piece, but in Victorian times, they used these open sugar bowls that look like this. So that is my best guess about what this is and what it was used for.
Oh, it's definitely some kind of server. Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's lovely.
Yeah, but I think it's antique. That's my best guess. It only stands 6 inches tall. It's 4 3/4 inches across. So it's this big. It's one of the first pieces I bought myself when I moved out on my own. I've had it for years and years. So it is $20, number 13. Yes, sugar cubes.
That's what I'm thinking of. Sugar cubes, and I see tongs hanging from the top of that. Yeah.
Yep. I'm sure it had tongs with it. That.
Oh my! It is. If I don't have any
13.
red in my house, or that would be coming home, nothing is red in my house.
And those are my two.
Oh, that was gorgeous. Okay. Up next, I have a set of 2 petal swirl teal depression glass made by Jeanette teacups. So you get both. So I have the cup and saucer. I have a set of 2. There's one. Oh boy, let's see if you can do this.
No, Kaz, no marks at all on any of it.
So you get both pieces. And these were mid-1930s. Mid-1930s. They're lovely, and they're unusual color for depression glass. They're in that really pretty teal color that I love. So if you're interested in the set of 2, I'm only holding up one because you know I'll drop them. Set of 2, it'll be $12, number 75. $12, number 75 on the set of 2 for these. I'm sorry, Jan.
Sorry, Jan.
I'm sorry, not sorry. I don't know.
We're going to kill you because we love glass and we're going to bring beautiful glass.
Yes, we are. And next up, because I'm still in the, Thanksgiving is coming. Thanksgiving's not a big deal for me. Being a vegetarian, what do I eat? Mashed potatoes and green beans and cranberry sauce? No, I get baked turkey cutlets, which are really good. They taste just like turkey. So I have a nut grinder with the Harvest Gold on the top. This is actually in fabulous condition. It's really clean on the inside. I'm not sure this ground any nuts. Like I said, I've shown it before, but I'm bringing it back again. Let me move that open so you can see.
These are useful. I used my mom's for years, and then now I've got my own in my colors, and I gave my mom back her yellow one because it didn't match my kitchen, but I still use them. They're useful. And when you make candies at Christmas, it just tops your nuts right up.
Sorry, my mind went really bad. So it happens. This is a Federal Housewares. Federal Housewares. Abbott. Say Abbott? Nibbit? I don't know. I can't read the bottom of it. It's out of Chicago. So it's a fun little kitchen piece, especially for the nuts. Especially if you have a little retro kitchen. So if you're interested in this, it's going to be just $6, number 93. $6, number 93 on the little baby nut grinder. And that's my last one. Thank you, thank you.
I love to make all kinds of candies and stuff that my grandma used to make at Christmas.
Oh.
And grinding up the nuts that go into the fudge and the divinity. I use one of those.
I'm breaking out my cookie book this year. I'm going to have fun making some weird stuff.
Okay, so my last two items, you've seen them before. I have severely marked them down because they're taking up too much space in here. So first one, and they're both Anchor Hawking.
Oh, those are so pretty.
First one is, and they both have their dip bowls. This is the avocado green. They made this in emerald green also. So this is the avocado green I ended up keeping. These were all mine. I have used all of these, but I ended up deciding because I was limited on what I could just pack away and store when I moved. And so I kept the emerald green and I am passing the avocado green along at a fantastic price. This one does in fact have it.
I have it in clear and I can never put it together. John has to do it. I'm always like, how does this stupid thing work? They're awesome. I love these.
So, and it doesn't have to be for chips and dip. My ex-husband's grandmother always did spinach dip with was it rye bread? And she'd tear it up into chunks and you could put the bread in here, the spinach dip in there. You could do a dessert kind of thing with a chocolate dip and like strawberries or, it's got a lot of uses. We all use our chip and dip bowls.
Yep.
Around here. But we have a huge family and we entertain a lot too. So I know some people don't, but still you could be fancy in the evening with your chips and dips.
Yes, be fancy. I use mine for chips and salsa.
Be fancy every day. You are allowed to be fancy every day.
Yeah.
I'm giving you permission. So, Anchor Hawking avocado chip and dip bowl. I've marked it all the way down to just $10. So if you were afraid of shipping before, now I've made it affordable. $10, number 15.
And a good Christmas present for that person who maybe is a footballer or a tailgater or likes to have their snacks every Sunday, because that's what we do here. Great gift, guys. Start thinking Christmas gifts early.
Yeah. And we here always do a great big celebration for the Ohio State versus Michigan game, which is always Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It's a big deal here. Lots and lots of food, and nobody talks to anybody else because the game is on. And all right, so my second one, the Anchor Hawking Sereno. This one is bigger. This is the biggest chip and dip I've got. So it's massive.
It is. That's like a salad bowl, like a big butt salad bowl.
You could do a big, huge salad in here and do your croutons in here for people who don't do croutons. Yeah. So the great big amber Sereno chip and dip Anchor Hawking, $10. I have marked it all the way down. $10, guys. Number 16. Yes. Definitely. And that was my last item.
Sorry, I dropped something. My Post-it fell on the floor and I couldn't get it. Oh, goodness gracious.
Thanks, Jess.
There you go. I didn't even see Jess come in. Oh, yeah, they're pretty. They are really, really pretty.
So I've got you down for this one. Oh, goodness.
Oh, I'm sorry. My allergies are still really bugging me. And it's rainy outside, so I'm a little more congested than usual. Did anybody need a recap? Let us know while we tell you what's been going on or what we have coming up this week. If anybody wants a recap, let us know. So what do you got going? Because I know you have a lot of stuff coming up in November, though.
Yes, I do. I'm so excited. I get to be on so many fantastic people's channels. I don't have anything else besides my Wednesday sale this week. And then starting next week, I think. Where's my schedule book?
I still have that, Jazia. I do still have the Santa Claus class. Yeah. It was, where the devil is it? was $8, number 91 for the little Santa Claus glass, if you're interested in my whole Howard. So what you got coming up? Okay, Jazz, I'll come to you.
Okay, so next week, and I cannot believe that our trick-or-treating is on Sunday and then Halloween is next week.
Monday. I know.
Ooh, Halloween's next Monday.
We're gonna have a little fun. We might have to have a little fun with that.
Yes, we will.
Have a little fun.
So next week on November 5th, I will be on Aaron Proctor's channel. It's his 1-year anniversary of doing live sales on his channel. Super excited about that. So 1 year ago on November 6th, I was on his channel on his first sale. So super fun. And then the next week on November 8th, I'm going to be on Bridget's channel. That'll be my first Christmas sale. Can't believe that's coming up, but it is. And then I'll be on Tigers that week also. And then the week after, on Friday, November 18th, I'm going to be on Vintage and Vino's channel.
I love those guys.
Always so much fun to hang out with them.
It is. They're a lot of fun.
Lots of fun sales coming up. Super excited about it.
So listen, this week I have my regular Tuesday, Wednesday over on Whatnot. Tomorrow I'm doing my first Christmas sale tomorrow because it's October 25th. So 2 months, the 2-month countdown begins to Christmas. So I'll be having that over at Whatnot 3 p.m. And then I'm doing Antique Ephemera on Wednesday, again at 3 p.m. And I'm doing a bonus sale on Friday, 5:30, because I know a lot of people can't make the afternoon sales. 5:30, and it's going to be pop culture. I've got Star Wars, I've got some Marvel, I've got Charlie Brown, a bunch of fun, like Looney Tunes. I know. I have held on to the Christmas stuff. It said October 25th is fine. It's a few days before Halloween. I'm okay with that. And it's kind of 2 months before Christmas because people like that little head start, So they will be a lot of fun. Yeah, no Star Trek. I would not sell my Star Trek. I got to be honest with you. I'm just as much of a Star Trek freak as you, and I never find any Star Trek stuff. So Star Wars stuff. Okay, some Star Wars stuff. Just some fun little, at Disney and just some fun stuff. So check them out. The links are below here, and if you want, go check out my preview. The link is directly below there too. So that's what I got going on this week. Fun week.
Yeah, that sale sounds fun on Friday night.
Gonna have a little fun.
Eastern?
Yep, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. I've got some t-shirts and books and just all sorts of fun stuff.
And that's a nice way to wind down from the week to start your week with us, end your week with Nikki on Friday night. Doesn't that sound great?
Yes. Live long and prosper. Yeah, I wouldn't sell my Star Trek stuff.
My dad's got a nice collection of Star Trek stuff too.
I was just watching the new movies they made the other day, last week, when I was feeling like under the weather. Oh my God, I was just very entertained. Very entertained.
I own them, so my dad owns all the original stuff, and I own the new ones. But I'm an equal Star Trek, Star Wars fan. I know some people are like, only Star Trek, only Star Wars, but no, I love them both.
Yep,
we don't have enough science fiction in the world to not love them both. You can't just pick one or the other. You have to love them all.
Yes. Yeah, I love them both. And I got hooked when I was younger watching Next Generation. My mother told me, no, I was a Trekkie. I was an original Trekkie. My mother used to love to tell me that. I was like, you were like 15. What do you mean you were like an original Trekkie?
My dad was an original Trekkie.
Yeah, original Trekkie. The other stuff is crap.
Yeah.
Like, no. Yeah. Very, very big, yes. And there's more than enough space for both. And it's like having to pick between Disney and Warner Brothers. I mean, do you really have to? You have to pick between
you don't have to.
Funny
You're
and
allowed to like everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love the original.
I watched the first Stargate, but I didn't watch the spin-off one or ones.
Yeah. And so
I loved Firefly. I'm still brokenhearted.
I gotta watch that. I can watch it.
It's amazing. It is amazing.
And I know the fans brought it back. Like it got canceled. The fans made a stink. They brought it back, and then it got canceled again, and then everyone cried again. I was like, maybe I gotta check this out. Yeah.
They only did the first season, and then they did a movie to wrap it up.
Oh, okay.
So it's one season and then a movie, and Oh, I love it. I love it so much.
Oh, look at all of us with our geek chic flags flying today. I'm loving it. I'm loving that I'm surrounded by other sci-fi and fantasy fans because that's just kind of my jam. I love that stuff. Love, love, love it. Oh, really? With Star Wars?
I I love Battlestar Galactica too. Seen all of it.
The original when I was a kid. Oh, I used to have such a crush on those guys. I was like 8. I used to have such a crush on them.
I had a crush on Spock on the
Did
original
you?
Star Trek. I totally had a crush on Spock. Yep.
Oh, I think Captain Picard made it for us when we were all like, I was in like high school when they came out, just thinking, wow, you know what? There is something about older guys. Older guys are cool. It was we had him and we had Sean Connery, and so I was like,
I
older
had a
blonde guys.
college professor for business law who had that look. I took business law too, just to have him,
Just to
even though
have
it
him.
wasn't required.
It was
He was
just
handsome.
it was just something weird. I don't know what was wrong with us in the 90s when we just thought that older men were okay and we were like 18, 19 years old. I don't know if that was okay.
It was Picard's fault. Totally Picard's fault.
It was. He was the one who started it. Everyone was like, there's something about him and his accent and his pointy little bald head. It's just, you gotta fall in love with him. And
Yes,
Picard.
Jazz. Yeah, should have married an engineer.
Yeah. Oh, I watched some of Babylon 5. I thought that was really neat. I showed my grandparents too. I had to because one of the characters has my maiden last name, and it's you just never hear it anywhere. It's they thought that was neat. They were like, "Oh, he's actually a character with our family name. That's really awesome." Like, yeah, he's kind of cool. Oh, look at we could talk forever about like
Yeah.
Star Trek and Star Wars and sci-fi stuff. Awesome. I'm glad that we have similar fans in the chat that have similar fandoms like we do. That's just awesome.
Yep. I love that. All right, guys. So we think you're awesome.
We do. We
We think
do.
you're awesome. And go out and have some fun this week. Do something fun.
It's Halloween. You're supposed to do fun. Everyone get dressed up.
Yep. Dress up, wear a tiara to work this week. Just
Yep.
do something. I'm wearing, I don't know if you guys can see them. They're skeleton unicorns. That is what I'm wearing today. Skeleton unicorn earrings.
Those are awesome.
My daughter bought them for me.
Those are
All
awesome.
right. We will see you in the chats.
Live
Bye,
long and prosper. Bye,
guys.
guys. Had to.